Hey YouTube, welcome back to Axis and Allies, the Garrison. This is Detroit coming to you from Rochelle Park with another episode of the YouTube Wars. Alright, so it is episode 2.2. It is the USSR's turn. Finally, the USSR gets a chance to counter the German offense. Alright, as we all know, the early round 2.1, during Germany's turn, Operation Barbarossa finally was kicked off. Okay, and also, let's not forget that the Germans have continuously been attacking the British. Round 1 and round 2, the Germans have been very effective at annihilating the British fleets that have been continuously destroyed on a regular basis. Okay, and let's not forget also that the British lost the entirety of their Air Force round 1. Of course, Sire Blood, who's the commander of the British forces, had no choice but to rebuild the entire British Air Force as a result. Having said that, okay, Cowboy, all right, did position his forces up all the way up to the front early round 1. This was a key move and an interesting move that allows the USSR tactical advantages from a certain perspective, okay, for lack of a better term. However, let's not forget though that Germany, round 2, did launch Operation Barbarossa and did take Bessarabia and did take Eastern Poland from the Soviets. The only Russian territory that was not attacked was the Russian strongpoint up in the Baltic states, which is composed of a big, large Russian army. We will see though how Cowboy responds and utilizes this large formation, this large army group that he has, that has coalesced in the Baltic states. Okay, so we will see, okay, limited counterattacks that will be performed by the Russians under the command of VK Cowboy. All right, guys, as always, let me know what you think and if the strategies here make sense or not. Let me know. Okay, look forward to hearing your comments. Enjoy this episode. All right, so here we are. It is episode 2.2. It is the USSR's turn. All right, just to go and ahead and make a short recap with the current ground conditions. Earlier this round, in round 2.1, Germany's turn, the Germans did declare Operation Barbarossa and invaded the Soviet Union. Yes, so currently the German army is in possession of Eastern Poland and Bessarabia. As you can tell, you have Army Group South moving into Bessarabia with massive numbers. Then you have a smaller German army in Eastern Poland. All right, so that's the current situation. And let's not forget that the Germans also have Army Group North in Finland. Okay, however, there is an opportunity here, I believe, for the Russians to take advantage of. Okay, you do have this large army group in Baltic states that can capitalize and launch limited counterattacks against the German army in Poland and Eastern Poland as well. These are German units or small army groups that have been left open for counter by the Russians. Let's see if Cowboy capitalizes on that. All right, so before we go ahead and with this episode, let's review the purchases that Cowboy made for his Russian army. First of all, he invested 4 IPCs in his technological research, weapons tech. He also purchased or built 3 artillery pieces, 2 armored units or divisions, and 3 infantry divisions that were newly recruited for the Red Army. All right, so let's go ahead and declare the battles that Cowboy made. And he'll be declaring a total of 2 battles. The first battle declared will be the battle for Eastern Poland, where there was a German market that I just reintroduced. There will be a battle taking place here, and that'll be a total of 1 artillery piece, 2 infantry divisions, and 2 fighter squadrons going into that attack. All right, and of course, those 2 fighters will have 3 movements left in their fuel gauges. So that's what they have left. All right, so the other attack will take place in Poland itself. Okay, and in this battle, you have 2 infantry, 1 armored division, okay, and 1 tactical bomber coming from Novgorod, from Leningrad itself, at a movement of 2. That's going to be 1 and 2. Okay, so to recap, in Poland, you have 2 infantry divisions, 1 army unit coming from Baltic states. Okay, the tactical fighter or bomber is coming from Leningrad at a movement of 2. That tactical bomber will have 3 movements left in its showing in its fuel gauge. Okay, and the other battle will be the battle for Eastern Poland, where you have another 2 infantry divisions coming from the Baltic states, including 1 artillery division and 2 fighter squadrons of the Russian Air Force coming from Baltic states. These 2 fighters will have 3 movements left in their showing in their fuel gauges. And these are the 2 battles that the Russians will be fighting against the Germans. As you can see, the Russians are performing limited attacks against their opponent in eastern on the eastern front. All right, so we'll be back shortly with the results of battle. Let's review the results of the order of battles that were just fought as countermeasures or limited counterattacks that the Russians' Red Army performed against the Germans. So, in eastern Poland, the Russian Red Army was able to successfully attack and invaded the territory, or liberated eastern Poland from the Germans. You have 1 artillery division surviving that attack. The remaining 2 fighters that supported that attack will fly back and land in Belarus. Okay, so that territory now is liberated and becomes Russian again. All right, Poland itself, again, another successful battle for the Russians. The Red Army was able to liberate eastern Poland. Okay, and it's now under the control of the Soviet Union. Okay, the supporting tactical bomber squadron that assisted with that attack will fly back into 1, 2, and land in Belarus. All right, so let's go ahead with the rest of the non-combat movements, and just bear with me because I understand that it could be a little bit confusing. Heck, I myself had a hard time following VK Boy's original episode, okay, where he did his recap. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do those non-combat movements now. So the Russian army in the Baltic states will move east and settle in the Baltic states. Basically, this army is falling back into the Baltic states, no, into Belarus, excuse me. The AAA, one of the two AAAs in Baltic states will go back to Leningrad and will land right there. Okay, let's remove these two chips. All right, the mechanized infantry that was in Baltic states will move at a movement of 2, 1, and 2. It will end up in Bryansk. Okay, the two AAAs and 1 infantry in Bryansk will move into Belarus. A lot of movements going on right now. A lot of maneuvering, as you can see. So the mechanized Russian infantry in Belarus will move southeast into Bryansk itself. Okay. All right. So here we are. Let's go up into Leningrad, where you have this army group here also moving south from Leningrad into Belarus. So you have 2 armored divisions as well as all of these infantry divisions moving south. Okay. Let's remove these memory aids that I've placed on the board. Okay, and that's about it for this region for now. Okay, as you can see, Cowboy is focusing on Belarus. This is his new stronghold. He is definitely falling back from the Baltic states. He did perform a limited attack and did liberate Poland and Eastern Poland from the Germans. However, you can see though that he has, even though he took these territories, he is willing to trade land while he falls back. Interesting, very solid strategy as far as I can see. All right, let's go further south for further non-combat movements. These 2 infantry divisions in the Ukraine will reinforce the single artillery division that just performed the combat that liberated Eastern Poland. All right, the 3 Ukrainian infantry Russian divisions will move up north and will move into Western Ukraine. All right, and here you have 1 artillery in Western Ukraine moving into Bryansk. All right. Okay, the 2 Russian infantry divisions in Rostov will move west and will occupy the Ukraine. The armored division in Volgograd, otherwise known as Stalingrad, will be railed at a movement of 3 at 1, 2 through Bryansk, and 3, and will end up in Belarus, where you now have an army group consisting of 4 armored divisions and a good number of infantry divisions, as well as the entirety of the Russian Air Force. All right, so in Russia, the single Russian infantry will move west and will occupy Bryansk. All right, so let's go. That's it for all the non-combat movements on the terrain here. Now, mind you, I may have made a mistake here or there, so please bear with me. It's actually very difficult to follow all the movements that someone else is making. It can be very difficult to do so, but I'm sure that the majority of the movements that I'm going over are pretty accurate. So it's safe to say that I will later on catch on to any errors once I watch Cowboy's recap video. I'll be able to definitely, with a certainty, catch on to any errors that I made here. Okay, so let's go over to the Atlantic, where you have 1 Russian submarine. Okay, this Russian submarine will move south at a movement of 1 and 2, and it'll end up in Sea Zone 104. Okay, that's about it for the non-combat movements. Let's go ahead then with the placement of units. All right, so the Russians will place 2 infantry divisions in Novgorod, Leningrad. Okay, the remainder will go, all of the remaining pieces that were purchased will go into Moscow itself. That's 3 artillery, 2 armored divisions, and 1 newly recruited Russian infantry division. Okay, so as a recap here, let me just mention, I'm forgetting that Cowboy did roll for his lend lease, okay, and he did get one additional infantry division that will be going into Leningrad. All right, and okay, so let's go and do the income tracker. Russia is up to 39 IPCs. All right, Russia did take one national objective of three IPCs when it took or liberated Poland. That's a national objective worth three IPCs. Then you have also the national objective of Russia controlling the Ukraine, the Urals, and Siberia. That's a national objective, which is an additional three. That's six IPCs, which brings the Soviet Union now to 45 IPCs that will be going to round three. That's how many IPCs the Soviets will be able to count on for round three. All right, guys. Oh, I'm forgetting the final movement here in Siberia. Okay, the Siberians will be moving into the Amur. Okay, all 18 infantry divisions, along with the two AAAs, are now back in the Amur. Very good move. I like it. All right, guys, that's about it. As far as you can see, definitely Cowboy is focusing the majority of his forces currently in Bryansk. Let's see what he does with this. Will he go south east, or will he go south? What is it? Southeast or southwest? No, south. This is west. Actually, this is east. So will he go southeast or southwest? It'll be interesting, and let's sit tight and wait. Okay, I'm sure that Cowboy will surprise us. All right, guys. As always, let me know what you think. Please don't forget to like the episode, and also if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. All right, Detroit out, and don't forget to hunker down and play.